What's up, guys? It's Layman in the morning. I am slightly regretting this setup. I knew I wanted to sit down today. I knew I just wanted to chill. I just kind of wanted to chill out today. I just wanted to I just wanted to chillax. I didn't want to. Last episode. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Last episode got a little chaotic, and this thing I'm leaning my feet on is wet. I don't know if it rained last night or not. I'm putting my legs on this little director's chair thing. The top half of it is is deceased, as the kids say. So I've been using the bottom half to rest my feet on, but it's kind of soggy. It's a little soggy. I don't know if I want to continue to use it, but I guess I will. I don't know. I should have got a water or something. I just want to be comfy wumpy right now. TBH. Last episode was a little crazy. I was just goofing. It was a lot of skits. It was a lot of skits, and I have no regrets. I have no regrets, despite what I did or said. I think I felt a drop of rain. Layman in the storm. No, who would want that? I'm gonna get a little wet for you guys. Pause. Yeah, it's your boy Xavier here. Like I said, I just kind of want to relax today. I just kind of want to sit and chill. I was only questioning this setup because I really like the forestry background, but I guess you can still see it. I can arch the camera up just a tad. I can tilt that little bad boy up if I don't know. I mean, you can still see it. I take pride in the background and the thick with two C's forestry that's going on behind me. So that's why I primarily do this outside. And it's nice. I'm at one with nature. I'm outside for 1 hour out the entire week. How many hours are in a week? Who knows? I mean, a lot of people know actually. I don't know. It's peaceful. Hear the birds chirping. The squirrels are fucking. And the vegetation is it's just alive and it's striving. Especially after, boy, let me tell you, I tell you what. After it rains, it's you guys probably seen this before, but after it rains, after it like storms really hard, and then the sun comes out, bro, the vegetation, just the trees and whatnot, just look immaculate. Just more green than ever before. It's kind of dreary as Finnock right now. But I tell you what, when it rains, baby, what you doing with that? Who watched the last episode? I won't explain it. I won't explain the quote. But what you doing with that wood, Wolfeckle? Tell me what you doing, Wolfeckle. What you doing with that wood? Anyway, the trees look great after it rains. I'm sitting down, and my footrest is soggy. My name's Xavier Owens, and this is Labor in the Morning, episode 12. What episode is it? I think it's episode 13. Is it episode 12 or 13? This is the first time I forgot. That's when you know that we're making some progress. Just you and me. Awesome. I'm just going to say it's episode 12. I think it's episode 12. We're just sitting right now. Can you tell I don't have any? Well, I actually do have topics. Force of habit. I got to come on camera. I have to talk about the vegetation. I have to do my Bill Cosby wondering what a woodpecker is doing with that wood skit. And I also have to say that I don't have any topics. Because that's just mandatory. That's what comes with this podcast. But I tell you what, we do have some topics. Let's get into those right now, I guess, because I don't know. I actually don't know what else we want to talk about. Oh, I got a haircut too. Look at my haircut. Look at my haircut. Look at my haircut. Shouts out to my barber. I actually low key had to fix it though, because it was too. I don't know how to. I don't for one. I don't know. I don't know how to black person. I don't know how to black person at a barbershop. I don't know how. And that's a. And I swear to God, that's a verb. I don't know how to black person at a barbershop. I don't know how to make requests because I sometimes I go in there and I say this is my thing. You want to know how to get like this? Here's my thing. Hey, if you're a white person, a Hispanic, or a puppy out there just wondering how to get this juice box fade, this is my thing. This is what I say. I sit in that chair. I sit in that. I like saying "goddamn" so much, but my mom. It's like a dagger to her heart when she hears me say that. I can say "fuck," anal, prolapsed anus, and all those other disgusting things, but she hates when I say "goddamn," and I'm trying to lower my goddams, even though I said it 3 times, and also said prolapsed anus for some reason. Who's ever seen a prolapsed anus? I never seen it, but I saw a quick thumbnail on X videos one time, and I was like, well, we're going to bed. I'm keeping my nut today. Welcome to another episode of I Hope My Parents Aren't Watching This. Anyway, my manager also subscribed to the channel, so shouts out to Elisa if she's watching this. Oh my goodness. My manager subscribed to the channel, and also my mom subscribed to the, because I was telling my mom that my manager subscribed to the channel yesterday, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna subscribe," and I'm like, "Oh, ah," and I was like, because she didn't know what a subscriber meant, and I was like, "It's like a follower on Twitter or something like that," and she was like, "Oh, okay," and I was like, "Yeah, you're just gonna get notifications every time I upload." You're gonna see every video. You're not gonna see every video, but you're gonna know what, you know, when I upload the video. Your phone's gonna let you know when your son is doing the nasty on YouTube. I don't do nothing that crazy. My last pieces of the last videos I uploaded were, I don't even know, because I've seen honestly, maybe for me it's out there, because I uploaded I'm just doing what I think is funny right now. I uploaded a man. Whoa there, partner. The bird flew across the thing. Um, I made a skit. Man runs out of porn to watch during quarantine. Um, which is basically it. It was basically the skit. It's just I'm playing a guy, and these people from Craigslist are doing a documentary on him, and they're managing his porn activity uh, during the lockdown and everything. And you know, the joke is that he literally runs out of porn to watch and just starts jacking off the tables by the end of the skit. Haha, funny. I did that. Um, nothing else too crazy. I'm doing a lot of quarantine skits, and I feel it feels kind of weird because I did one about every commercial during quarantine, and it's the joke is that every commercial you're seeing nowadays is kind of exploiting the situation of quarantine and being like, "Hey, we got some discounts for your troubles," kind of thing. Basically, like, we don't just give us money. We know you're struggling, but you know, help us out here. You mean because we know you're struggling. And we're just gonna capitalize on that. You know. But it's also weird because I'm technically capitalizing on it. I'm not getting any views on it. I'm not making any moolah. I'm still a small little baby channel. I'm just a little baby. I'm just a little tiny little baby channel. I'm just a little scrumptious little dollop of a little baby channel. Just losing my mind for sure. Um, but I don't know. It's exploitive. Is exploitive a word? Is exploitive a word? I'm also exploiting the situation when I put quarantine in the title because I'm just doing it for the clicks. But also, you know, I have faith in my skits. I think they're funny. And I think they're accurate. Sometimes you do watch too much porn during quarantine. The next thing you know, you're looking at a table and it's like, damn, son, is that wood? Ah. Sometimes boobs won't cut it, and you're like, damn, that fridge is pretty cold. Sometimes a nice round butt just doesn't do it that day, and you're like, wow, that tripod does have 3 legs. Oh, I'm pretending to ejaculate to inanimate objects. Cool. Welcome to another episode of I Hope My Parents Don't Watch This. My dad's not subscribed to the YouTube channel. I don't care if my mom sees this because I'm around my mom a lot more. And our bond is a lot closer. Got kind of dark there. But definitely work on my relationship with my dad. Definitely do that. Definitely a one-sided thing that needs to be mended. Am I saying too much in the podcast? Yes. What else is new? But yeah, we obviously have a closer relationship, and she didn't want to watch the porn bit though, but she watched my other 2 skits. I have another skit where it's called Awkward Home Invasion. I think that's the last video I put up. No, last video is the last podcast, some goofs. But the one before that is Awkward Home Invasion. Watch that skit, please, please, please. You don't have to watch this podcast, but just definitely watch that skit. My pants are down the entire time in that video. And I'm not showing my cock and balls, as Adam Sandler would say, but you know, it's pretty close. But I'm wearing a long shirt, so it's all good. I showed my mom that, and she laughed. She was confused, but she laughed. And I kind of wanted... She had the exact reaction that I wanted to get out of people in terms of what the hell is this, but also this is kind of funny, you know? I just want to get better at writing. I haven't wrote a script in a while, actually. I mean, last week was the last time I wrote a script, but I got to get more consistent with it because I want to start selling scripts. I want to get a TV show. Right now, I want to do like a web series. Should have started it a lot sooner. I had an idea for a web series like way back when, before the Roni Baloney kicked us in the dick hole. And yeah, should have committed to that. Should have definitely capitalized on a lot of things. There's a lady I was talking to, didn't text her back. Their relationship kind of snapped. Wasn't a relationship, but it could have been. And I didn't capitalize on it. But what else is new? I'm trying to get better with that too. I'm trying to I definitely said we were gonna get to these topics, and we are. I promise we will. But you know, hey, let's just just sit down with me for a minute. You know. I was telling my boy Johnny C. Last time I talked to him, that I wish I took advantage of a lot of things. Not even take advantage, but I took a lot of things for granted prior to the lockdown. I mean, because no one naturally assumes that, you know, I should hang out with my friends more before there's a strange virus that affects the entire planet and causes us to stay inside for 3 months. Okay, I'll call my friend. You know, no one expects that. Literally no one expects that. The CDC couldn't see that. Nostradamus could not see the Roni Baloney kicking us in the dick hole. Me chilling just now was quite literally my brain cranking for other metaphors and analogies to come up with of people who can see into the future and not be able to foresee the Roni Baloney hitting. So it's just some pauses, man. I like some pauses though. Pauses are nice. This British guy, who is that British guy? That British talk show host who's known for being sly with the ladies. It's not James Corden. Not that butterball. Who's that? Craig Ferguson? I have my phone. All right, all right, chair. You better give me my phone, chair. You better give me my phone, chair. Scolding my chair, lost his mind. What's that guy's name? Craig Ferguson? Craig Ferguson is the most vanilla name. Craig Ferguson sounds like a dude who has to go to It is Craig Ferguson. Oh, shouts out to Craig Ferguson. Craig Ferguson sounds like a name. He sounds like a guy that has to go to rooms to go at least once a week. Craig Ferguson is definitely a guy who goes to not this Craig Ferguson, but anybody else, like a white guy, because he's British, he's cool. But white people do better. I'm playing, but also, you know. But Craig Ferguson as a white guy, definitely, even as a black guy, Craig Ferguson, if you're not British, if you're a non-British Craig Ferguson, you're definitely a very like. I'm gonna look for futons Saturday. I'm not gonna buy one, but I'm definitely gonna just window shop for futons at rooms to go. And it's gonna take me at least 2 hours, and I won't find one, and that's fine. I won't find one for about 6 months until I find the right one, and then I'm gonna go home and make myself a sub sandwich. No condiments, just turkey and Colby Jack cheese on wheat bread. Craig Ferguson. I'm sorry if you're watching this and your name is Craig Ferguson and you're not British. But also get your life together. There's more to life than futons, Craig. What is this? What am I talking about? Ah! Anyway, Craig Ferguson, a British guy who was cool with the ladies, he has this segment on his he had this segment. He's not on the air anymore. Soggiest chair in the motherfucking universe, bro. But I like putting my feet up though. So I'm gonna just put my just rest my legs on this 2-day old water that's infused with this chair. Um he had this segment called Awkward Pauses, which I found really funny. I was watching like a compilation of him doing that with the ladies on his on his talk show. You want to try an awkward pause? That's what I was getting to basically, because I have nothing to talk about it, even though I have 2 topics. Let's do an awkward pause, because I really like pause. Every time I do a pause, whenever I'm talking to somebody or thinking to myself or plotting the destruction of the universe, because I have big plans. Oh Christ, I hate when that thing comes on. I don't know if y'all can hear that though. I say that every time. But you guys can't see behind this chiseled exterior. But way back in the recesses of my mind, I'm plotting to take over the world. And you take that how you will, good or bad. But yeah, what I think about a lot is that Uma Thurman wasn't really a quote. It could be a quote if I remember what the hell she said. But in Pulp Fiction, that scene where she was going out with Vincent Vega, and they were just chilling in the at the booth, whatever restaurant they were at, and they both stopped talking for a little bit. And Uma basically says something like, that was a nice little silence that we had. I hate when people just feel obligated to keep saying bullshit. So for the sake of a situation not being awkward, it's nice to just sit and not say. If you don't have anything to say in that moment, then don't say it. You're just chilling, bro. Just don't say shit until you think of something. Just be quiet. Just stare. You don't even gotta stare. Don't be weird about it. Just survey the area. So applesauce is cool, right? And that's okay. And that's okay, man. Just think until you have something, man. It's cool. It's cool, man. Don't gotta force. You don't gotta blabber on. It's okay to think. It's okay to think, man. Just chill out. Just relax, man. I need to take my own advice because I'd be like, if I'm on a date or something like that, I instantly feel obligated to be like, applesauce is nice. I like tables and I masturbate. Don't wait, lesbian porno. How are you? It's a constant stream of just things that I will regret saying immediately after. We should all be like Uma Thurman, though. We should all be like Uma Thurman. And that's the message for this podcast. Awkward pauses. It's as awkward as you make it. You gotta play it off. You gotta play it off cool. That's still something I'm working with. I'm a very awkward person. Super awkward person. Not super awkward, but I'm pretty awkward. Dude, my dude, the most awkward thing, maybe the most awkward thing I've ever done in my life, and I think about it. I swear to God, when I think about it, I want to kick a puppy and then just jump. I want to kick a puppy in the snout and then walk into the ocean. When I think about this awkward thing that I did, yo, mid, not middle school, fucking sophomore year, I went to Universal Studios with my film class, and dork, and we were going with this other school that was having the same trip and whatnot there, and they were also a film class and whatnot. It was cool. Um, the school up the street from us. So we all got on the bus, went to Orlando, and one night we all decided to go in the hot tub. And as we were staying at this really nice hotel, it was a big enough hot tub to fit everybody. So I step out of my hotel room. I'm not wearing a shirt or anything like that. I just have my swim trunks on, and I see two other girls coming in my direction as I step out of the room, and they're both wearing shirts and trunks. And then I say, "Oh, I'm the only one shirtless." And then I turn around and I walk to the hot tub. What I meant by that was, oh man, this is awkward. I'm the only one, because my classmates too, we were, or some of them were still shirtless too. But there was a small few of us that were just walking around shirtless and everything. And it's like, yeah, exactly what I meant to say was, oh, like, oh my gosh, this is silly. I'm the only one, without a shirt on. I look kind of goofy right now. And probably what they took it as was like, oh, I wanted to see your tits. Goes to hot tub. Proceeds to, oh, you're not going to show your tits today? Proceeds to walk to the hot tub. And I remember one of them were like, okay. Dude, they probably told their entire class about that. Like, that black guy is definitely a perv, right? Oh, because I would just do this. Someone told me that. If someone looked at me, if a tall, chiseled black guy was like, oh, I'm the only one wearing a shirt. Okay, and he proceeds to walk to the hot tub. I'd be like, well, yeah, the guy definitely wanted to see my goodies. Telling everybody, including the police. Damn, son, I hate thinking about that. I hate that I said that. I hate that I did that. I'm an awkward guy. What can I say? I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Probably the worst thing I've ever done. Probably the worst thing that's ever happened. Let's be honest. It's like Holocaust, 9/11, police brutality, um, going to Home Depots under the age of 15, George Zimmerman, the Tuskegee experiment, prolapsed anuses, and me telling those girls that I'm the only one who's shirtless. It's a weird list of travesties, but I tried to be funny. Didn't work out. It's definitely the worst thing that's ever happened in life, though. Let's be honest. Oh, golly. I'm an awkward guy. It's okay to be awkward, though. Is it, though? I don't think it's a bad thing to be awkward. I mean, it's what makes us human. It's what makes us people. Golly. Remember being in high school? I mean, unless you're a high schooler watching this, then you know when you're in, well, I guess it applies nowadays. You remember when you were in high school and you would, you were walking in one direction and somebody was walking in your direction, and you're like, for some reason, it's probably during class and you're the only two people in the hallway, and you're doing this bullshit. And then once you guys get in 4 feet of each other, you still haven't established who's going left and who's going right, and you're just kind of Yo, when that happens, you have to move to Colombia, bro. You have to get the fuck out of there. That's the most awkward shit in the world. Jesus Christ. So it goes to Holocaust, the Tuskegee experiment, George Zimmerman, prolapsed anuses, me telling those girls that I'm the only one wearing this shirt, and then not knowing which way to go in the hallway when someone's walking in your direction. Oh man, a lot of travesties, a lot of awful things have happened. Jesus Christ, I hated that. I hated that, but it's what makes us people. It's what makes us human. It's what makes us human. It's what makes us human. I got some pipes on me, bruh. Oh yeah, sitting down was a good decision for this podcast. That last burp was forced, but the other two, real deal, Holyfield, baby girl. I only keep it real. I only keep it true and real, and that's true, honey. Read about me. You want to get into these topics? Let's get into these topics. I don't know why I don't know why I have my phone out. I don't have the topics on phone. So okay, first I want to talk about Crystalia. If you watch this podcast, which who does, then you would know that I am a big fan of Crystalia. I have one of his shirts. I had never been to a show because his stand up didn't make me laugh. But I am a fan of him as a person, and his podcast is hilarious. But I find myself in that position with a lot of comedians. I watched 2 Bill Burr specials with my friend John. Didn't laugh once, but I love his podcast and the arguments he gets into with his wife Nia. I sound like a robot just now. Jesus, like I ran out of breath. The arguments he gets into with his wife Nia. The arguments he gets into with his wife Nia. The arguments he gets into with his wife Nia. That's not a real sentence. The arguments he gets in with his wife Nia. We'll figure that out. We'll come back. We'll be back on these messages. But the arguments he gets into Jesus Christ. Can I just give up on that sentence for real, for real? The arguments he has with his wife. And just the things he talk, he's so funny on the podcast. In conversation. I like comedians in general in conversation. They're just a lot more, I don't know, just authentic and whatnot in that way for me. I mean, you could be authentic in your stand up, but it's like it's a medium where if you're on stage and you have a microphone, then it's like, okay, I am expecting to be entertained. So you're already holding them to some kind of degree. You're like you see that, and in your head you're automatically like, okay, I but by default, the least they're gonna do is they're gonna try to make me laugh. So you have that in mind the whole time. Where you're watching the podcast, you don't have any you're not holding them to any standard or whatever. You're like, okay, if they don't make me laugh, it's cool because they're just podcasting, they're just talking. And if they do make me laugh, then that's a plus, you know, because they're just in conversation at that point. You're just kind of chilling. I'm not expecting anything from that because it's like I said, it's just a podcast. Uh, oh, squirrel is causing havoc. By the way, that squirrel still eating all of this shit. Not all of it. We gotta. Well, it's not new anymore, but our old bird feeder, you can probably see in episode 1 or 2. I'm hoping he doesn't jump on this thing while I'm on here, while I'm sitting down here. I don't think he built like that though, because he's not ready for the smoke honey. Um, definitely, definitely the gayest thing I ever said. Um, anyway, I like comedians more in the context of podcasting. I haven't laughed. I don't laugh at stand up all that much. Although John Mulaney, he makes me giggle in conversation and in his stand up. He's actually my favorite comedian ever. I love John Mulaney. John Mulaney, hit me up, bro. Let's just hang out. We don't have to do no sex stuff. Why would we? I'm not gay, but I can be convinced. No, I'm playing. Anyway, welcome to another episode of I Hope My Parents Aren't Watching This. Yeah, John Mulaney, hit me up. We can hang out, get some coffee. Anyway, Chris D'Elia is getting canceled for being a pedophile, and it sucks because I'm a big fan of that guy. I'm a huge fan of Chris D'Elia. Not to stand up with him as a person, you know. That's a tricky situation because I spent at least 30 minutes scrolling through the whole Twitter timeline. I don't have a Twitter. I do have a Twitter, but I don't use it. I'm rarely on there unless I want to look up like a Vince Staples tweet. You want to make your day instantly better? If you're going through any kind of low of like depression or anxiety or just fear or whatever the case is, look up any Vince Staples tweet and you're going to be like, well, what was going on is kind of done now. It's like, oh, both my parents died at the same time in a fiery accident. This Vince Staples tweet makes that bamoosh. His tweets are so damn funny. But anyway, I'm scrolling through the feed. I'm looking through pictures and stuff like that, the screenshots of what girls said. And he invited me to his hotel room after the show. I mean, for one, what do you expect when a guy invites you to your hotel room? I'm probably the only guy in the universe that invites you over, that is willing to invite you over and not fuck you. Yeah. Not only because I'm a virgin anyway, but mainly I just wanna get to know you. Hey, I just wanna get to know you, and I do. I just wanna get to know you. I'm not after that, man. It would be nice though. I'm not gonna turn it down. I'm not gonna turn it down. I probably won't turn it down. I won't. I'm not gonna be like, well, put your tits away, lady. I probably won't say that. But if I don't see your tits the whole day while we're hanging out, that's cool too. It's whatever, man. But anyway, what do you expect? With someone inviting you to their hotel room. But anyway, it's a bunch of stories like that. After the show, there's like a meet and greet or whatever, or he hit me up on Instagram and asked if we could hang out, yada yada yada. The main issue of that is that these are underage girls. Now, I'm not gonna act like if any of my friends came up to me and said they were diddled by somebody, guy or girl, if they felt they were like assaulted or in danger or some kind of way, and they came to me with that information, I'm Liam Neeson in that bitch. I'm gonna punch the first black person I see. Remember that Liam Neeson interview that he almost got canceled for? Bro, it's an emotional response, bro. If your mom comes up to you and says a black, white, Hispanic guy jumped, and she doesn't even start the conversation that way. She says I got jumped. She says I got robbed by some guy, right? Your mom comes up to you. I just got robbed. She has a black eye and everything. Her purse is gone. We've gone. In the context of my mom, we've gone, black eye, shit's not going well. And she says she got jumped. And I'm like, okay, what did he look like? And she says, well, he was a white. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gone in it. I hear white and I'm gone in an instant. First white person I see coming out that door, bro. You're done for. You're done. You touch my mom. You're sleeping with the fishes. All right. You're sleeping with the fishes. You're gonna get the stain to the face. You're gonna get this knuckle sandwich, and you might have to come for seconds whether you want to or not. All right. I wish I was Italian, but I'll end your life. Whoever touched my, if she says Asian, black, Hispanic, if it was a baby, I'm kicking that baby. I'm sorry. If my mom got robbed by a baby, I'm punting that baby. I'm sorry. If my mom got robbed by the cutest little like chickmunk in the world, I'm like, who? If I say who did it? Who did it, Shay? Who did this to you? And we walk outside and she points and there's this little chickmunk just eating like a fucking walnut. And it looks up at me with those big old black adorable eyes. I will not take a second. I will not take a more than a millisecond in deciding to kick that thing into oblivion. Dude, I'll end your life if you touch my mother. Anyway, that got kind of violent. I said I would kick a baby. I said I would kick a chickmunk. And I'll do both of those things if they were to touch my mom or my family. And you should feel the same. You should feel exactly the same. So I completely get it in terms of if someone else's like family member and their sister or their daughter or whatever the case was came at them and it's like Crystalia did X, Y, and Z to me, I would be angry and upset too. But you don't even have to be a family member to believe in that person's story. Just have at least some level of empathy for everybody. So I'm not saying I'm gonna deny the accusations. They all look legit. They all look real in terms of the messages I see and whatnot. And the stories sound very, concurrent. Is that a word? They sound very similar in terms of how he texts and how he talks to people and his just cadence. My only thing is, out of all the messages I've seen, I'm not disputing the stories. I think it's all real. I think how he treats these girls is, disgusting. It's rude, and he's twice their age at the end of the day. It's fucking gross, and he's a creep for that. I don't want to jump to the conclusion that he's a pedophile. My mic is kind of far from me. I hope it's picking this up. I went on a little rant. About people touching my mother and how I'll end her life in a millisecond. And I kind of moved the mic around just a tad. So sorry if the audio gets kind of funky. But, don't touch my mom and that won't have to happen. Don't touch my mom and this mic will stay in the same place, guys. All right? All right. Out of all the messages, oh crap, cheap ass chair. Out of all the messages I seen, and the screenshots and whatnot, and the yada yadas, all the things I seen, I don't see any evidence of them, of these girls letting Chris know I could have. Wow, look, can we start that sentence over? These girls never told Chris their age, from what I seen. Because the issue is that they're, obviously they're saying they're underage girls. We were underage when Chris approached us. I was 16, I was 17, I was yada yada. I came out the womb and Chris handed me his Snapchat. Whatever the case is, I see a lot of these screenshots. I hear a lot of these stories, and I don't read at any point where Chris and the girl establish the age. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, Chris asked. Definitely ask. For sure, ask. I've been texting someone for like 2 years who lived for like a good hour and a half away from me. I found out she was still in high school because this is after I graduated. And granted, I was 18, and I was thinking she was also 18. It turns out she was like 16 or something like that. Felt awful. She's still cool to this day, though. But damn, shorty, So you can easily get caught up in that situation. But definitely ask Chris. But anyway, I believe Chris had those conversations with those girls. I believe that he treated them the way that they're portraying in their messages and their stories and their tweets and whatnot. My only thing is I don't think he knew that any of these girls were underage at the time. Just from what I'm seeing and the stuff that I'm reading, I don't see at any point where it was like, by the way, I told him that I was 16 when I said I would hang out with him. That was never established. There's one really popular one that went out where this girl was like, I was 19, my friend was 20, and he invited us to his hotel room, and he pulled his dick out and we left. That's a normal interaction. I don't want to say that's normal, but it's happened to millions of girls. Happened to tons of girls, and they don't go to the police about it. I guess the main thing is that he's twice their age, and it's still gross, it's still nasty, and Chris, get your shit together. But I don't know. That's my take on the situation. I genuinely don't think he knew how old these chicks were. Because when you got them filters on and you got the makeup on, am I about to get canceled? Let me bob and weave out of that statement. All I'm saying is people look more mature than they are nowadays. It's tricky. It's tricky. But at the end of the day, just ask. I don't think he knowingly pursued underage females. I don't think he was like, okay, you're 16, okay, let's hook up. I think he was like, this person. And a lot of these girls initiated the conversation. Not initiated, he would message them first, but they would play along with the conversation. They would keep it going. He would be like, I'm in Tempe, and the girl would be like, okay, you want to hang out tonight? And he's like, yes, can we make out? Also, like I said, I'm a stone cold I'm a tall piece of virgin olive oil, boy. I've never penetrated, and that's okay. Is it okay? I'm 22 years old. I still haven't penetrated, but is it okay? Should I pick up on some game? Should I do better with my love life? I don't know. It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. But anyway, coming from my virgin perspective, it's like his game is his email game is, and I don't know if it's because he's already on like a pedestal of like fame and success and whatnot and recognition, but the way he texts these girls is like, "Can we make out? Can we do? Do you want to make out?" Um, well, that's basically that's the only cringy thing I've seen actually. He doesn't like he texts like he's five. It's very strange. He texts like a 5 year old has just learned what the phrase "make out" meant. It's pretty it's hilarious. Like I said though, I haven't dicked down anybody. The dick down is a gross thing to say. I haven't dicked down nobody yet, so I guess I'm gonna be honest with you, Sheila. I haven't dicked down anyone. I'm gonna have to have that conversation one day. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I don't think Chris D'Elia did it. I mean, I think what? I'm talking like it's R. Kelly, bro. I'm talking like he's O.J. Simpson. I think he did all those things, but I don't want to call him a pedophile for being 30 years old and trying to fuck 19-year-olds. I think that's a reach. It's gross. It's creepy, but you can't get arrested for being creepy. Where are we at right now? We're 47, or we're 48 minutes. Just hit 48. 17:38. 17:48. Hey, I guess we can, yeah, thoughts and prayers to Chris. Maybe not thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers to those girls out there that felt they were violated. I think it's okay to cancel him for sure. But what does canceling even mean? What the fuck does canceling even mean nowadays? Because you're only canceled in the context of where canceled derived from, and that's online. No one in real life cancels you. They just say they're gonna stop talking to you, or they're just mad at you, or whatever the case is. Like who genuinely got canceled in in real life? You know. And what does that even mean in real life? Like, what is it? How does that manifest in real life? I mean, obviously, it's people looking at you funny, it's people judging you. But it's one of those things where canceling is like being canceled is like, how do I phrase this? Being canceled in the context of, being online is like strangers bashing you and telling you you're a piece of shit and people sending you those kind of messages and whatnot. But in real life, you're not around strangers all the time. You see people you're shopping at Walmart or whatever the case is. You're in a drive-through. There's a guy in the car in front of you, but that guy's not tweeting at you. These people at Walmart aren't tweeting at you. The people you walk past on the street isn't tweeting at you. You're only ever around your friends or your family, or you're by yourself, or you're checking out at Walmart or something like that. You're just living normal life. And obviously, if you're canceled, it's I would hope for some, adequate reason. So you're a terrible person that has to live with the burden of whatever the hell you did in that moment. But at the same time, you're just you're a terrible person who's just living life. And then once you go on back on social media or Twitter or Instagram, then you're back in the cancel zone because you know whatever you put out, you put a whatever kind of post you make. There's gonna be comments under that. It's like fuck you. You know you did this and that. But you turn your phone off, you're just a guy again. You know. So what does being canceled even mean? I can see if it was like if like canceling was like a real physical thing, and they have like posters on your face outside of a Burger King or something like that, and it's like this guy is not allowed to get our burgers, and that guy's like, damn, I like the burgers. Then that's canceled. Well, you're just living life when you put your phone down. It's a weird culture we're in. That's why I don't got Twitter. Twitter's messy, bro. Speaking of Twitter, Noname Gypsy. Next topic. You like that segue? I feel like a good segue is not acknowledging the segue itself. I gotta do better. I gotta do better. Anyway, Noname Gypsy. It was not Gypsy anymore. It's just Noname. Shouts out to Noname. Noname was always cool to me. I just thought, golly, I told my friend John this too. I just feel like her voice is so boring. If you don't know Noname, she's a rapper from Chicago, I think. She's a female rapper from Chicago, and she's really dope in terms of like her musical content and stuff like that. I just don't like her voice, man. Not her voice. Her voice is fine. She has a very nice, calm, sedated voice. But the way she raps is just way too. Her delivery is just very boring. It's just very chill, and it's like, you know. Shouts out to Noname though. Listen to her last album, Room 45, 32. It's Room something. Listen to her music in general. But she put out this tweet that said, "Oh, your favorite rappers are making whole albums about the black experience, and they won't even put a tweet out. Poor black people risking their lives out there, and your favorite rapper who's making albums about the black experience won't even put a tweet out for them." And then J. Cole responded with a song called "Snow on the Bluff," basically saying, I think the core of that song is this quote where, what's the point in me? I want to look up the lyrics because he had a really good point. He says he basically said, "What's the point of me putting a tweet out when all of my followers are that have the exact same stance as me? Obviously, because they're following me. They're my followers. They like what I put out. They like my content. They're on my side. What's the point of me putting out a tweet for people that such as that for people that already agree with me? I feel like it's making more of an impact going outside and doing something like physical instead of preaching to the choir." Let me find these lyrics. Craig Ferguson. Shouts out to yo vanilla ass Craig Ferguson. You'll find that futon one day. Snow on the Bluff. What does snow on the bluff even mean? I feel like it's a cocaine metaphor, but who knows? Probably just lost my black card there. It's a really good song. I mean, sonically as well. I mean, there's not much going on sonically, but it's like the instrumental and everything. There's not even much going on with the instrumental. Maybe I'm just on my knees, just gargling J. Cole's nuts right now. Welcome to another episode of I Hope My Parents Aren't Watching This. Niggas be thinking I'm deep and intelligent, fooled by my college degree. My IQ is average. There's a young lady out there and she's way smarter than me. I scrolled through a timeline in these wild times and I started to read. She mad at these crackers, she mad at my cap, she mad at the capitalists, mad at these murder police. She mad at my niggas, she mad at our ignorance, she wear their heart on her sleeve. She made her celebrities lucky I be. He has a really dope flow on this song. But let me scroll to what I talked about. Shit is a and then people saying he's like misogynist or whatever, and he made the situation about himself. And I think he's just giving her his opinion on her tweet. It's okay to have dialogues. It's okay to have conversation. You're not making a situation about yourself when you chime in. You know. I guess you can make the argument about Dave Chappelle's bit about the whole Ja Rule thing. Like, let's see what Ja has to say about this, because no one gives a fuck about what Ja has to say. We're focused on ourselves and our situation right now. I don't know, man. I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to find the bum 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 bum. He has a lot of good points on this song, man. I think. Look at the freedom like trees can't grow a forest overnight. Hit the ghetto and slowly start planting your seeds. Fuck is the point of you preaching? Okay. Fuck is the point of you preaching your message to those that already believe what you believe? I think, or we're at 57 minutes. I think that's a very large point that we should consider. I talked about the Blackout Tuesday thing with my mom and how stupid it was. Obviously, get the news out, use social media to spread awareness. What's that black square shit? What's that gonna do, bro? Quite literally, what the fuck is that, bro? What are you doing? What are you doing? Black people are getting shot in the face and you're saving the world with your square, bro? And I'll tell you the same I said on a conversation with my mom, bro. Use that goddamn Spotify subscription, use that Google Play subscription, use that YouTube Red subscription, use that HBO subscription, use that iTunes subscription, use that Amazon Prime subscription, and send that $10 over to NAACP or Black Lives Matter Fund, Ahmaud Arbery's funeral, George Floyd's funeral fund. Even though that already happened, I think, but it goes towards other places too, like mental health and stuff like that for the family. It's emotional support. Send that somewhere. No one gives a shit about your black square, bro. No, I swear to God, no one gives a shit about your black square. And to J. Cole's point, your followers are obviously maybe some of your friends or whatever the case is. You know a good bit of these people, and maybe some of these are just random ass people that you don't know. But I would assume a good 60-70% of those people don't hate black people. So what's the point of you putting this black square out to people that are already your friends and your family and are already advocates for black people not getting shot in the face? What's the goddamn point? That's like me going to any of my homies and being like, you know, this police brutality stuff really sucks. Oh, really? Really? Really, bro? Do you hate diarrhea too? Hey, do you hate throwing up sometimes? Hey, man, do you hate being drunk and having a hangover too? Oh, do you also think the Holocaust should have never happened? Remember that meme? What was that meme? I want to know the context of that meme with the girl like that. Fuck, bro. And also, Noname, Would you rather it be the other way around in terms of fuck this mic, man? It's not fuck the mic. I'm in my bag right now. I'm angry. I'm angry for no reason. I'm angry at nobody. That's the sad part. I'm a virgin. I'm a 22-year-old virgin who's angry at nobody. um, would you rather have it the other way around, where he's making tweets about Black lives and not making content about Black lives? For one, J. Cole did a whole ass documentary about Ferguson or whatever. He went down there to Ferguson, Missouri, and is it Ferguson, Missouri? Is it Ferguson, Missouri? Dude, I think I just pulled a dummy dumb. Now I have to Google it just to save my ass from looking dumb. I mean, I'm pretty sure I already did if I. He made a whole documentary though for his album For Your Eyes Only, where he went down to Ferguson and he had a dialogue with the entire community. There was this like great scene where there's like he was holding this discussion with like a bunch of like there had to be like 30 or 40 people there just crowded up around Cole, and they're talking about like the whole situation and whatnot. He's been an advocate for this. He's been doing things, and now you're gonna discredit all of that just because he didn't put a tweet out? Just because he didn't? It is Missouri. Because he didn't put a goddamn tweet out? Noname, what's the matter with you? You're jumping to conclusions like you a daggone track and field star over here, lady. Where's your documentary? I mean, it's dumb for me even to say that, because what have I done? But also, I know Noname's an advocate. They're both on the same side of, I don't want Black people to get shot in the face. Awesome. You and your followers are all on the same page too. Physically do something. Maybe donate. Maybe go out to a protest. Manifest how you feel about it instead of putting some bullshit tweet or black square online. Who gives a damn about that, bro? I'll tell you what, everybody gives a damn about it, and they're already on your side. Stop preaching to the choir. And I mean, and like I said on the last podcast with my mom, half of these people anyway are gonna post that black square, and they're not gonna think. They're gonna post that, and they're just gonna go somewhere and fuck off. They're not gonna even remember that black square. They don't even care. They don't even care, my guy. So what are we doing in the context of social media? What are we actually doing? You're spreading awareness, and we're getting the word out, obviously. But what are you doing after that? Are you going outside? Are you donating money? Are you what's happening? What's happening, man? I know the situation, because Chance the Rapper said it was gaslighting and stuff like that, and I don't even know what gaslighting means. Let's look up gaslighting while we're here, because I like hanging out with you guys. And I'm sure you like hanging out with me. You say you don't? Okay. Shit. Gaslight, a verb. Let's see how Google pronounces this thing.
Gaslight.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I figured that was it. All right, gaslight.
Gaslight.
What'd you say?
Gaslight.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure it was gaslight.
Gaslight.
I just wanted to make sure. Give you.
Gaslight.
Okay, you're interrupting me now. You don't have to tell me how to say.
Gaslight.
Okay, good deal. Terrible bit. To manipulate someone by psychological means into questioning their own sanity. So if I have an opinion that I don't want to agree with, and I tell you to elaborate, or maybe you're wrong and maybe you should think about it this way, not even that you're wrong, but maybe that you should just think about it in another kind of way, or even ask for phone. Shut your goddamn mouth. I didn't see it as gas. I don't. It didn't seem misogynistic to me. He complimented her. And at the end of the day, Cole was just like, hey, people are putting me on this pedestal and seeing me as the the guy who knows all, and I'm just a nigga with an opinion at the end of the day. And towards the end of the song, he was like, "Teach me, how do I do more with my platform? Because I've already made music about it. I've already made a documentary about it. A lot of my content is about the Black experience and how things should change." And he just wants an open dialogue about it. What it sounds like. I don't see how that's trying to manipulate anyone in any kind of way, or telling Noname that she's the one in the wrong for it. He's just like, I disagree, but how can I do better since we're already here? Maybe I'm putting words in Cole's mouth, but that's what I took away from the song. He said, "Go follow Noname." I mean, at the end of the day, they're both on. Again, she put out a song. She put out song 33 or something like that with this rockin' Madlib beat. Ooh, that Madlib beat was rocking. I tell you what, it nuzzles my jimmies. But she put out like a 1-minute song or whatever. It explained. It was basically like that was just like maybe the most chill diss track I've ever heard. But shouts out to Noname. It's a good song too. In the context of like, or minus the context of everything that's happening, you could just chill and just bop to that. Could be like a nice little interlude on a good album. But the song wasn't. It didn't clear up anything. It didn't explain anything. She was just like, "Oh, he's talking to me. Oh, he's talking to me. Okay, I'm gonna give him the business then." It's like, you guys are on the same side. We're arguing for the same thing. Like, what's productive in this? J. Cole, at least in his song, offered more points and conversational pieces, and no one ever thinks about it that way in terms of when you're tweeting out something that you have a stance or that you believe in, that the people that are going to see that follow you are obviously on the same side. I think that's a big thing to take away from Cole's song. That's a really big thing. Because after that, it dilutes everything you put out in terms of your stance on whatever the issue is. Like, hey man, we know shit sucks for Black people. Why are you telling us? Why do you feel obligated to? I'm just repeating my point, but oh man, Chris Delia diddled those not underage girls. J. Cole is doing the best he can, and Noname puts out good 1-minute chill diss tracks. And I'm awkward. So that's where we are. That's where we are right now, guys. Pretty sure we hit an hour. Ooh, hour and 9. We hit an hour and 9. It's the longest I've ever gone. You want to go for an hour and 30? Let's do an hour. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't love you guys that much. I guess that's about it. I hope I said my piece. I know I could have definitely delved a little bit more into J. Cole's song and then what Noname was trying to convey. And then Earl jumped in and he tweeted out that shit was corny. But he understands where J. Cole was coming from in terms of people putting him on this pedestal. I don't know. I do want to say this before we make like a banana peel and split. I do want to say that we're in a very weird the culture of social media and the closeness that it breeds. It makes a lot of people feel obligated to a celebrity or just your opinion in general. During the George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery thing, people were like, you guys are being, black people, some black people I saw on my feed were like, white people are being really quiet about this. White people are being really silent. Why aren't you guys saying nothing? Huh? Huh? Whose side are you on, white people? Where my white friends at? My white friends are being a little inconspicuous. What does inconspicuous mean? I think I used that the right way. But and here's the thing, you wouldn't be saying that like 10 or 12 years ago when, you know, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram wasn't that big, or when it wasn't a thing, when social media wasn't as high as a priority or whatever the case was. I don't even know if that shit was around 10 or 12 years ago, but you wouldn't be saying that in that time where it didn't exist. You know what I mean? You probably be around your friends or whatever the case is, and you know you will bring it up, but you wouldn't feel that innate thing to, I wonder what this person has to say, I wonder what that person has to say. You're only saying that because you have their Instagram, you're following them or whatever the case is, and you're checking what they say every other day. And so when this happens, now you're like, he hasn't tweeted, he hasn't said nothing. What's going on here? They don't have to say anything. They don't owe you any kind of explanation on how they feel about anything. They don't have to tell you their opinions on any kind of matter. But people feel entitled to everybody's opinions because of social media and shit like that. People tried to get on Kendrick Lamar for not tweeting anything, for not voicing his opinion. And that nigga made an album about the black experience. He made maybe the album about the black experience. And people still want to come at this man for not saying anything about the George Floyd situation. It's like, to J. Cole's point, whatever Kendrick says, it's gonna be something along the lines of, this shit shouldn't happen anymore. And then you're gonna be like, oh, thank God Kendrick thinks that. You know he thinks that, bro. You know Kendrick's against what's happening because he made an album about the black experience. So why are you looking for his tweet for validation? Fuck social media, man. I'm about to delete all my shits except for Snapchat. There's a lady I'm trying to get a hold of. There's a lady I'm trying to wrangle up. Hey. That's my opinion on the matter, and that's why I was mainly against No Name's tweet. Cause like, come on, dude. What's a tweet gonna do? What's a tweet gonna do for people that already know your stance and are already behind you? Go out and do something. The Twitter isn't shit. It doesn't exist. It's not real. Everything that happens on there it's not real. It's like my canceled argument. When you're canceled, it's online. No one's gonna look at you in public and try to fight you or confront you on what you did or said, no matter how awful or whatever the case is. Because niggas gotta live their own lives. My name's Xavier Owens, and this has been another episode of Layman in the Morning. I hope you enjoyed, and you have a great rest of your day. Peace.